Hey, wherever you're listening from, this is Midnight here. So, if you are someone that listens to a lot of tarot videos, right? Watches them, listens to them, always is seeking guidance, kindly watch this. This might be for you. Also, if you don't want to watch this, that's absolutely okay. So, every other video on your channel, on your phone, always talks about something that you're seeking guidance about. Okay, let's say you're stuck in a relationship, then you find a lot of recommendations, or even on your search pages, or even on your YouTube recommendations, or wherever you're watching from, right? Even Instagram, you find the same content coming to you from different kinds of readers who align with different kinds of energies, okay? But they all put out a similar kind of reading because anyways it's about energy, right? So I was thinking of making this video yesterday, and I don't know why. I just felt like maybe not, maybe I shouldn't. And I had my own things going on, so I did not record any video in the day today, and I'm doing it now. Okay, because I have to do this. In one of my previous videos, I did mention how a lot of these readings work, right? You're trying to get guidance about something. You are finding that guidance. As I always say, let's take relationship for example, right? There's someone you're in no contact with, and you want to know what's going on within that person, about their feelings towards you. So you find a video, you click on it, and everything and almost, if not everything, it resonates with you, right? You're like, okay, this is my reading, this is my sign. Once again, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, I want to mention this again, right? So I also do these messages for you, but I don't use tarot cards. Tarot cards are not my thing. I've never used tarot cards. Okay, and I'm not saying anything about these things like it's negative or anything. No, I'm not coming from that perspective. All I want to say is how a reading impacts you. That's all I want to say. And I'm going to give you real life examples, okay? Why I don't do tarot readings personally is I've never learned tarot actually. I've never. And for me, okay, so me, right? I use cards like handwritten cards, okay? And these cards are like what, 4 years old, 5 years old, that I've written them. So for me, it's not, a tarot card reading. I don't do that. I occasionally get cards if I need confirmation about something, and those cards are what I wrote, okay? So, talking to you about tarot readings, right? The messenger that gives you the message is obviously innocent. Maybe not everyone, but most people are innocent. What comes through, they deliver it to you. Now, what I want to say is when, okay, first I want to give you an example. Okay, so there was this woman, okay, or man. You can, you know, exchange the energies, however. So there was this woman who was in a relationship with a man. She would die for him, okay? This is the theme, I think, in every message of mine. She was crazy about him. She lost all of herself in him. For her, it was only him and nothing else in this world mattered. She even forgot herself. Now, I know this sounds like something that's not good, and it is not good. So let me tell you. And these people were at a distance. So this woman, she was not able to like get information about him. So she would always tap into like these tarot readings, right? Um, so what kept on happening is this was a very long duration, okay? This man did not meet her for what, 6.5 years or something. They met online. So they didn't meet for a very long time. So the only source that she had was to, tarot readings. Also, it's not always wrong. It's like, someone feels a little bit of like comfort in those readings, knowing what's happening, when there's no one to like tell you what's happening, right? She doesn't know what's happening on the other side. Okay, so let me tell you this. So what happened is, so this man that she liked, he love bombed her, everything, and they were so good to each other, right? And suddenly he stops talking to her. The relationship stuff, right? How they withdraw, and then somebody is always chasing and someone goes cold. She didn't know that he actually had a lot of like narcissistic um tendencies. Okay, a selfish man who, there's a pattern to a lot of people, right? They look like the most amazing people in this world. They look like angels. They look like, and they even speak like, but they're not. They're not. So this was the same story. And but this woman felt so deeply for him, right? Even he did. And somehow something happened in between and everything went wrong for them. Okay. And he never met her, no matter how many times she wanted to meet him. He would always make up reasons. He would always make up reasons. If she said, okay, it's a Saturday, let's meet up, he's like, no, I'm busy. My dad's come over, my family's over, my friends are over, my sister's husband is here. Something, okay? Every single time he kept skipping all those meetings. He didn't want to see her, okay? She didn't know she was a fool. Um, she had a very soft heart, okay? She didn't know about this. You can call her a fool, you can call her anything you want, but for her, she was blind in love, okay? And for her, it's not like it always happens. She fell in love like that once, okay? And pardon, kindly forgive my voice, okay? Also, so this was the only way she knew to tap into his energy. So she would go through these like tarot readings, and every reading used to tell her like, this person loves you so much, this person is this, that, and everything she wanted to hear, of course. And a lot of things confirmed her doubts. Um, and so what happened is every reading told her that he's going to confess his feelings very soon, very soon, very soon. You know what? But something inside this woman didn't feel right. In the beginning, she had so many readings, like countless almost. Like she couldn't even like figure out where to start and where to end. It was like this madness she was in. It was in this like spiral, in this tornado, in this whirlwind she was in. Like she couldn't understand things, right? So, and as time passed by, right, she came across one of the tarot channels. This channel was not super popular like all other channels, okay? And this woman there was giving proper, genuine advice to her viewers or audiences or subscribers, okay? This woman is a lifesaver. She saved many women and many men by revealing she even would put out extra information about such people, narcissists and players, how they are. They toy with you, they play with your heart. Because a lot of people, right, when they go through these tarot readings without knowing much about this, right, they literally take the reading to be true because it aligns with what they want to hear, right, most of the times. So, they take these things to be literally true, and it never ends up happening almost, okay? So this girl, this woman, she had heard so many things that this man is like this, he's going to confess. Every reading kept saying he's going to confess, okay? And then she comes to this channel of this woman, and so she actually starts putting out like the real stuff, and she explains it to her subscribers, to her audience, that everything you hear on a reading, right, it's from an energy perspective. Now let's say, okay, me, I'm talking to you here now. Let's just give an example. Okay, I feel a lot of things for you, okay? Now it's all in my heart. Like, okay, let's say your name is something called, okay, Jane. Okay, Jane. Now are we talking to Jane? Okay, like let's say me and Jane are in a relationship, right? I have a lot of feelings for her. okay, for him, for her, okay, whatever, whoever. But I never expressed it. So when someone taps in, they're almost going to pick up on what's happening within my heart, right? But I keep thinking, okay, I'll tell this person, but I never do anything about it, okay? You understand what I mean? So a lot of people kept on saying these readings were like, he's going to confess. But in the end, the woman like only understood. She, in the end, it was like, okay, I don't want to disappoint anyone here, okay, because a lot of people do watch tarot readings like literal, like the real stuff, right? It is real stuff, but things can always change. Always. I'll give you an example of why. So, he never confessed, okay? To this day, that man is married to a different woman and has a child, okay? No hate for him, whatever, or to his family. But I'm just saying, you see, there are, even if now that person would tap into that person's energy, they would still pick up on something. But he never confessed. In fact, in the physical, his behavior was the dead opposite of what the readings were saying. You know what I mean? These things happen. Okay, right now let me tell you something. There might be someone that you like, right? If you like probably were to get a reading or hear something, they would say, this person really loves you. But this person is scared of confessing their feelings for you because they're scared of how you will react. They're scared of rejection. They have childhood traumas. You have these patterns in my own messages, okay? In my own messages. But this person is not coming. This person is stuck. I don't know where. This person is stuck somewhere. They're not moving forward. And let's say from now, 3 more years, they will keep saying the same thing. This person is going to confess really soon, really soon. The soon can change, okay? The duration can change according to the person. Also, now, listen to this carefully, okay? So now, if you are like a very spiritual person, or not exactly spiritual, even let's say you trust a lot in God and you always know God has got your back and God loves you, right? He or she is always showing you proof of how much they love you. You believe in your benevolent angels, right? My thing is, any reading is not bigger than God, okay? So what happens is, when you have your team, right? You have your God, you have your angels. They always make sure you only get what is good for you. So even if the readings are saying whatever the thing that they're saying, and when God knows or your angels know that this is not the right thing for you, they will not let it happen, okay? Another example I want to give you is someone who shares a real close bond with God, right? So this woman begged God literally for this man, the previous man I was talking about, literally begged for him, like, just give this, person to me. I want to be with this person forever. And the readings simultaneously kept saying, this man is going to do this for you, he's going to, you're the apple of his eyes and everything. But God never gave that man to this woman. Never. As I said, he married someone else. Okay? Because when you have extra protection, when you have extra love and protection from God, right? And I'm not saying this as God's a deity that's sitting somewhere else. I'm talking about a literal relationship with God. Okay? You talk to him or her and they talk back to you in many different ways, right? So they will never give it to you. No matter millions of tarot readings tell you, okay, you're going to end up with this person. This is your ultimate goal. This is your future husband or wife. It's never going to happen. Because God can clearly see things that people cannot. Okay, I'll give you my own example. what I wanted didn't happen. I wanted something really, really, really badly. And at some point, even I was the same person who used to tap into these like readings, right? I'm not saying readings are wrong. I'm not. But I'm saying when you stick to the result, like this is what is my result, that's when it's a problem for you. Because things can change anytime, because there's a lot of different stuff involved. There are past life karmas involved. There are like, what do I say? Basically, different types of karmas are involved. Your life purpose is involved, your lessons are involved. You cannot have a certain goal, like that one thing for you cannot happen always. It's not guaranteed, because your soul as a your soul has a bigger and a larger purpose than just ending up with one person. Even if for that moment it feels like he or she is your entire world, your soul always knows why you're here. Okay? And your God, your angels, they know how to guide you, where to guide you, when to guide you, and through what you have to be guided. Okay? God puts some really nasty people in your life so you can learn certain lessons. And these lessons are not like a punishment, but it's more like refinement for you. Okay, me, God did not give me something personally, okay? And I suffered a lot because of it. And in that moment, I couldn't see, I couldn't understand. For years, I suffered. But now I see things clearly, okay? So it's the same thing, even with that woman. God didn't let her end up with this woman, okay? This could be your God, this could be a very benevolent saint you pray to. You know the source of your benevolent love, right? I'm talking about them, okay? So God didn't give this woman that man, okay? That man would have made her life a living hell if he actually ended up with her. Because he looked like an angel, he spoke like an angel, but he was not an angel. Sooner or later, this girl is very gentle. This girl, this man is whoever's listening to me right now, right? You genuinely have a very good, genuine, beautiful, soft heart. You have a lot of golden light. Trust me, they would have crushed you. You would have spent 4 to 5 years in suffering because you lost something or someone. But trust me, they would have made your entire life a living hell moving forward if that thing was not taken away from you. Now, let me tell you something. It's not that it does not hurt. Losing someone, losing something hurts a lot. It it almost kills you, right? A part of you becomes numb. Almost all of you become numb. You start questioning, you start getting angry, you start belittling yourself, thinking you don't deserve good in your life. But you see, I always say humans are limited. We don't have God vision, okay? And what they can see, we cannot see. What they understand, we cannot understand. So we are in this constant fight of asking, why did you take something away from me? Why did you not give it to me? Right? Okay, let me tell you. Just this morning, even I had the same conversation with God because I had my own complaints, okay, my own sadness, my own numbness, okay. When I come here, give you a message or a piece of advice, whatever, it's not because I'm someone who's done it all, who's achieved it. Every message that I give you is also a message for me. When I speak to you, I'm speaking to myself as well. I'm not someone that's done it all. I'm also a very, very, very small speck, okay? When it comes to God, it's just their love that's keeping us floating and alive and full of breath because they are breathing into us, okay? Their love is breathing into us. Now, this video is not a promotion for God, okay? I'm not marketing God here. I'm just telling you that this is a very real thing. When someone puts up an information, right, they could be from a spiritual background, a psychological background. When someone is academically, how do I say this? I don't know. When someone has a degree, a certificate, a professional tag, right? It's all true. They're doing their best work. But you know what happens? What God's love teaches us is very different. It's authentic to its core. I don't know how else to say this to you. It's so authentic to its core than anything else. What that love teaches us is extremely different from what any book, any tarot readings, or anyone, you know, I'm going to continue to give you messages. As I said, I don't do tarot readings, but I have my own cards that I wrote in my hand. I want guidance as well. But as I always say, end of the day, you must always listen to the reading and see what resonates with you. More than resonating, you will feel in your heart if something is for you or not. You know, a few years ago, the same thing was happening to me. As I said, I wanted something, I didn't get it. And in the end, right, it was almost nearing the end, you know. um I was feeling devastated, I was feeling lost, I was mad. um and I went into depression, anxiety, which not many people know about. Okay, so but as the end was nearing, right, I could feel it. I stopped visualizing what I was visualizing because it was not happening, and I knew somewhere that it won't happen for me. Okay, and when I heard such readings, I could clearly make out that this is not for me, that this reading is not going to change anything because many people tap into one reading, right? If I put out a reading today, there are few different kinds of people that tap into it. So that particular message could be for any number of people. It doesn't have to be for me. Okay? Sometimes an entire message will resonate with you. It will have a good effect on you. Sometimes half, sometimes none, sometimes a few words of comfort. An entire message can give you a lot of different kinds of perspective. Okay? You just don't have to listen to everything and take it literally. Um, Taking things literally, especially tarot readings, it will drive you nuts. I'm telling you, it will drive you nuts. Especially if you're coming from a place of desperation, of wanting something really, really, really badly, but not getting it. Excuse me. It'll drive you nuts. It will make you crazy. Because every reading you're tapping into is giving you a positive answer, but it's not happening in the physical. As I said, there is a lot of things involved in the physical. So if you want to know more, just let me know in the comments, okay? And probably I'll try to make another detailed video about this because I feel like I want to speak more about it. But since it's already like 23 minutes, I did not expect it to go so long. So I will stop this here and I hope it makes sense to you, okay? Once again, just remember, when you're standing on the ground, right, you're standing upright, it's not just you. There's so much in the invisible. There's so much in the invisible, right? Both, like, and your benevolent angels, your God, they love you. Imagine a human parent. When they love you, they make sure nothing goes wrong with you. And think of God, how fiercely they protect you. So, what is not for you is not for you. What is for you, no one can stop it. Okay? I hope it makes sense. And I'll see you on the next one.